All Joe Leonard ever wanted to do was race. Even at the age of 3, there wasn't a kid in San Diego who could beat Joe on his tricycle. By the time he was a teenager, racing was in his blood, and against his family's wishes, Joe hit the road.
I'd left home with $21 in a suitcase, and I'll never forget, my father said, where are you going? I was the oldest of 5 children. He says, where are you going, big shot? And I says, well, I'm leaving. I want to go racing, and you folks don't want me to race. And he says, how much money do you have? And I says, $21. I'll never forget, he looked at me and says, I'll see you in a week to 10 days. And I didn't call him. For about 2 months later, I was at Belmont at a night race, and 2 big policemen, about 6'5", come. Says, hey, Leonard, you left your home, you haven't called home in a long time, have you? And we should take you in now, but we're going to let you race, but you call home when you get done racing.
Success came when Joe hooked up with San Jose engine builder Tom Sifton, who hired him to race for his Harley dealership. Only a second-year pro in 1954, Joe Leonard became the first man to win the new AMA Grand National Championship Series, which required racing in a variety of races in several disciplines.
We were fortunate enough to win 8 races out of 18, which was unprecedented as I understand, and we won 4 in a row, and that record stood, well, till 1983 or 84. So the 54, that'd be a 30-year span, and that was quite an achievement. And of course, when we set the record at Daytona on the beach at 99 point something, they ran a couple more years and they never beat the record, so we hold that record. That still stands.
Joe won the Daytona 200 back-to-back in 1957 and 58, the Peoria TT 7 times, and his exploits during his 3 victories at the Laconia Classic are legendary.
Laconia in New Hampshire, 1961. I got along good at that track. I liked it. It consisted of going up a hill around, and it was off-cambered. So naturally, everybody wants to lean on race in where it's banked a little bit. And of course, after 10, 15 laps, I figured out that it gets oily, so you didn't dare move too high, because if you go over the crown, then, ooh, bad news. A lot of guys went off. I said, now, if I had some more traction, I could actually pass them on the outside. We used to take a body file and file like an A&S as a square-type tire, and we'd file it to get a little surface. And like you see the bikes nowadays, they got surface galore. And anyway, well, Joseph had the close ratio box and this surface with a 516 police tire in 1961, had to win.
As lap number 9 begins, Leonard, 98, pushes close to Reese Weber, and second Slater takes over the lead.
You want a race where everybody else is not quite there. You want to cross over on them, or you want to drift back up. That's what the guy that figures that out, he's usually the winner. He goes where nobody else is, and he goes fast.
With 1 lap to go, Leonard has only 1 real challenger. A course record is what he's after now, and a course record is what he has as he broadslides past the checkered flag.
They still talk about it. I was embarrassed at Daytona. They, hey, you know, nobody rode at Laconia like you did. But that was my last national championship race that I won.
All in all, Joe had 27 national wins and went on to win 2 more AMA national titles before catching a ride in an Indy car. He came close to winning the 1968 Indianapolis 500 and went on to capture 2 USAC championships in the 1970s.
Raced at Indy 9 times, finished 3rd there twice, but the most exciting moment was to sit on the pole and set a record that stood 3 years and be leading with 9 laps to go with 11-second lead. And I know 11 seconds doesn't sound like much, but at 170 mile an hour, you count to 11, that's quite a little ways down the road. And the car quit.
Only a few men have ever achieved his level of accomplishment on 2 and 4 wheels. We asked Joe what was his formula for success.
I've always been a believer that if you make up your mind and really give it your all, you can achieve more than you'd ever imagine. And I'm living proof. I'm living the American dream.
There are a lot of aftermarket pipes available for Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and we'll begin our exhausting test when American Thunder returns.